normally your hold on, hold on, let me go and check your calendars. We are going to use back our normal lecture link, the normal lecture link.
Yeah, this is the same link as the one that you usually use, but I don't know why now it require the permission.
Why require additional information? So look like now I joining two person, or another one group is sharing in another one place. Where is this place? What is this Google Meet? Just now ago you sharing me this I think this is a Google Meet link, MQM. Is it? Maybe everybody will go for the MQM. I think most of them is MQM, right? Why MQM? Sorry, so messed up. Oh, yeah. MQM. I turn on the MQM. Maybe I share my screen. Okay. What should I going to do? Okay, let me think. Okay, I think majority of you are in the MQM Google Meet. MQM Google Meet. Okay, so can everybody from here go to use back our tar college, the ones we always using one? This one, go to Q. I know I'm talking to two websites. Okay, this one. Go back to the original. Website. Google Meet link. Okay, I'm stopped from MQM. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm not sure what happened for today. Okay, never mind. I try to let everybody come in. Okay, let everybody come in. Okay. Okay, sorry for delay. For delay. Why this time? Is there anyone know how to avoid this particular granted for access? By right should be everybody can to go in. Okay, quick access, share this screen, share the chat. Turn on everybody who cannot those is not invited must be asked for. Okay, I think okay. Quick access when turn off. So invited must be joined, included people who are in the organization. Okay. So hopefully I turn it on already. Okay. Okay. So okay. I hope everybody is here. So yeah. So today I have this additional class with all of you. Sorry for the delay because just now an international student asked open day this few days we have an open day. So still need to. So who are not able to come in one, you ask them to deny entry. Okay. So any other? Actually, I already changed the condition. I already share. When turn off, everyone who is not invited must ask to join, included the people in the organization. I already turned off. Okay. So this meet is scheduled from someone ask me a question. Because this meet is scheduled from 8 to 10 Google rule. Oh, okay. Yeah, should be. So okay, fine. Go back to our class. So today I move to the chapter number 6, then going to this briefing for that. Let me close. What is the things that a lot of disturbing? Let me close all the things first. Else I will disturb by the. Okay. So I'm not well prepared for this yet. Okay. International student. Okay. This all not use one. Okay, fine. Okay, hopefully this is the students come from class. So before I'm start, any things that you wanted to ask first before I'm close everything. Right. So if no, then I will going to proceed. Proceed for this. Then I will give you some especially important thing in your practical test. Practical test. So now it's only 90 students. So today I will not going to have a quiz. The quiz is only attendance, no quiz question given to you. But we focus on this chapter number 6, very fast one. So now, before I turn on the recording, okay, now I'm start to do a recordings. So the most important now, Micha mentioned the most important, you know what I mean. The most important from a chapter number 6, right? You need to know about the characteristics of IP, mean that internet protocol. Okay, you need to know how to describe the characteristics of IP, okay, the protocol. And then you also need to go into know what is the advantage, why we need to have an IPv6, advantage of having an IPv6, and also, okay, and also the why the last week I also mentioned to you before. I told you that why the reassembles assemble of the packet is not done at the router side. Okay, it's not done at the intermediate. Always the reassemble the packet or the segment will be at the this destination. So I will go through that again for all of you. So I'm going to turn off my camera. So focus to the PowerPoint slide. So now, very noisy on my. You see, okay, everybody's can clear. So okay, so now, last week I did mentioning to you, I did explain to you under the network layer there is a 4 process. Remember, this is a process need to be done at the network layer: encapsulations, de-encapsulation, routings, and the addressings of end devices. So certain function need to be performed, okay, not only at the end device or the source device, but also need to be performed by the intermediate devices, especially a router. Remember, routers have a functions of network layer. He need to know, he need to determine the best path to forward the packets. So that's why he doing a routing. So is this someone? Any just now I heard about the voice sound, something like that. No, okay. So if there is a message and so on, you may just turn it on and let me know. So then come to here at your source device. When the source going to send out the packet, they also need to determine where to forward. Okay, whether forward to the router if the packet is going to the remote network. If the packet is sent within the network, mean that you send the packet need to be sent to the other device on the same network. It means that they can directly pass it to the switch and so on. So this is how to be used by the source device. Okay, source device have a routing table. A router have the routing table, but switch don't have a routing table. Okay, so encapsulation and de-encapsulation also will be performed by the source device and also the intermediate device, which also included your switch. Switch also will do the encapsulation and de-encapsulation because switch is at the layer number data link layer. I'm talking about layer 2 switch, what you are using in your packet tracer, not the multi-layer switch. Okay, so next thing, okay, IP address. Definitely the source device must be know how to the source device, the network layer at the source device there, they must be able to assign the IP address into for the device. Either it's a dynamic IP address or static IP address configured by the administrator. So this is a process that I just mentioned. Last week I told you before that when the packet, when the data sent over our network, as you know that router in our networks here, okay, especially on the internet. So you have a lot of routers and you have a different path can be used to reach to the destination. Just example, right? Let's say you are staying in Cheras. Let's say you stay in Cheras and you wanted to go to Tar College, okay, in KL Main Campus. So from Tar College, KL Main Campus is your destination. So your source, you are from Cheras. You wanted to go to the Tar College by, let's say you're driving your car. So actually you can use different paths. Okay, you can use different paths to arrive to the Tar College main campus. Okay, so therefore same concept over here. Even though you have a same car, okay, it means that even though your friend or you are staying in the same terrace area, but you can using a different route to go to Tar College. Maybe a small route, or no, cannot be a small route. Maybe it's a Kampong route or highway, MRR2, and so on. So as long as if you think that that particular path is congested, the path is congested or the route is very congested, then you will consider to use other route. Am I right? Just like you are using a Waze or Google Map, they would indicate to you, oh, this route have an accident and so on, then they will suggest you to use other alternate routes for you, alternate path for you. So therefore, the router itself have this particular concept, not only concept that implement on that thing. So between router and router, they need to have a routing information to be shared among them. Okay. So therefore, the packet sending, the packet, even though you have a packet, maybe you have a 4 packets sending from the PCA go to this laptop, and these 4 packets may not using the same path. Okay, may not using the same path to send out your packet to the destination. Okay, so maybe packet 1, 2, okay, they are using a path, this particular path. They're going by using this path. That last week I mentioned they may using this path. Okay, your packet 1 and packet 2 are using this path. Then your packet 4 and packet 3 and 4 are using this path. Let's say, okay, 3 and 4. So when the packet arrive to the destination device, actually the packet will be in unorder, is unorder, not packet 1, 2, 3. Also, to reorder the packet actually is performed by the transport layer, not the network layer. Network layer will not going to rearrange the transport, rearrange your packet. They won't. Okay. So another one thing is reassemble, to rearrange your packet is not performed at the router side, because router is not the one who receiving all the packets. He cannot go to rearrange everything, then do checking whether is there any missing packet or not. They can't do all this checking. Only the packets, all the packets are reached to the destination device already, and the destination device, the transport layer, the TCP, especially a TCP, this particular protocol will going to check is there any missing of data, missing of packet, or missing of segment. I should use the term called segment because transport layer called segment, the data called segment. Okay, so now come back to over here. Why I'm talking about this? Because of by having this, just now already mentioned, last week I did mention to you that transport layer, they have a characteristic of best effort. He only try his best to send out the data. Okay? He try his best to send out the data, but what is going to this? I just hold on, sir. Okay, so I mean the first characteristic, beside, okay, let me go and give you more examples. So there is a connectionless, best effort, and media independent. This is a general things for you. So connectionless, as I mentioned to you, so you are not going to have a fixed connection between the path, indicated that the path only using for the destination device to sending your data. So there is no tracking and manage the flow of the packet. Okay, you imagine, you imagine this is your letter. Let's say Miss Chow going to send you a letter. Okay, send a letter to your house. This is a physical letter there. Okay, let's say not send the letter to you. I'm send a letter to your grandmom, and this is a warning letter that you are absent from the class. I'm sending up from the office. I'm using the post office, okay, post service, physical post service, postman, okay, to send out the letter. I will not going to call to your mom, ask your mom to stay at home. Hey, mama. Okay, uncle, auntie, you stay at home, you don't go anywhere. My postman, the postmans are coming to deliver the letter to you. Okay, don't go anywhere. I'm sending the letter by today, and you stay at home. Maybe tomorrow and tonight, tomorrow or another 1-2 days, the letter will reach to your house. You stay home and wait for my letter. I won't have this kind of a connection to be established. So it means that when the sender, I'm in the sender sending the letter or sending the packet using the internet protocol, this particular protocol, internet protocol, as a sender, I do not know whether the receiver is present or not. Actually, I do not know whether that is present or not. Just like hold on. So whether the letter is arrived or not, I do not know. Okay. I can't guarantee that my letter is arrived to the receiver side. And then whether the receiver are able to read my letter or not, because I do not know whether that particular receiver have the same language with me or not. Okay, so this is a part that we say that connectionless. No dedicated end-to-end connection is created before the data is sent. Okay, so that is very similar to what I'm saying. Someone are sending the letter using a normal post. Okay, and the sender do not know whether or not the destination is pleasant or reachable, functionable before sending the packet. just like I'm sending this letter is in English. Maybe your mom didn't know how to read English, even though the letter already arrived to your mom's hand, but she do not know what is this about. She do not know what is called warning letter. Okay, so this is a part over there. So at the receiver side, okay, as your mom side or your receiver side, they will not know that actually there is a warning letter, physical letter are sending to him, are sending to her. So this is what we say connectionless. So that's why when you're going to key in a URL address in a browser there, okay, in a browser there. So at the network layer, they are not considered that it's established the connection. It's the transport layer help you to establish the connection. As last week I mentioned, when we are sending, when we log into our public bank, definitely we must have a connection to be established. And this connection to be established is done by the transport layer. It's not done by the network layer protocol. Okay, it's not done by internet protocol. So the reason they wanted to be confirmed, done it by the transport layer, not in the internet protocol, is because the packet travel on the internet is they may be routed on different paths. So the packet cannot be so heavy. They need to reduce the overhead of the protocol. They need to have a low overhead. When low overhead is referred to the packet header, the size must be small. Because all the information that you added inside the header actually need to be used for doing a checking. Okay, so therefore they want to be speed up the transmissions and so on. So in this case, they need to be make sure the packet is small, low overhead, and packet can be sent faster and reach to your destination. So this is one I mentioned. So when you're sending, the packet will be out of order, and the packet maybe have some certain packet is missing packet. It means that the packet will not able to reach to the destination. So only the destination at the transport layer, they can able to determine whether the packet is lost or not. It's not at the intermediate device. As I just now already mentioned, intermediate devices, because packets are travel by using different paths. Intermediate device like router, they won't able to check is there any missing packet or not. And the packet, they do not have a sequence number. Remember, sequence number are the one who determine the order. And the sequence number are the ones appear in the segment, not in the IP header. Okay, that's why only the segment's sequence number can help you to reorder the segment at the transport layer. This is what I wanted to emphasize to you, and it's an important key for you to understand. So therefore, in this case, the internet protocol actually is the best effort deliver protocol. It means that is unreliable. He cannot guarantee to you that all the packet can be sent to the destination, will be received by the destination, not sent to the destination. Okay, received by the destination. Okay. So unreliable means that IP does not have the capability to manage and recover. He cannot ask the sender, the router will not going to ask the sender device, the source device, to ask him, hey, the file already corrupt, the packet already corrupt, sender, please send again. They won't. They will not do that. Router will not do that. They will not going to recover any undeliverable or the packet already corrupted. Okay, the out of sequence packet, they don't manage all these things. They're just sent only. Okay, so the packet are missing. If the packet are missing, not in a correct order at the destination, the upper layer protocol or the service must resolve this issue. So that's why I say TCP are the ones who help us to help the source device and the destination device to determine any unsequenced packet, corrupted packet, or missing packet. Okay, from that. So IP is only best effort delivery of the packet. So this is what I mentioned. You can see that over here there is a 3 packets over this side. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And at here, they're telling you that they are using this path to send over to the destination. And arrive to the destination, there is only 2 packets only two packets arrive to the destination. So some of the packets are lost during the routing. Okay. So during the routings and so on, maybe certain path corrupted at the middle and so on. Okay. Or certain routers, this particular this particular time to leave this particular value already becomes 0, so therefore they will going to drop it possible. So at the end there is only have 2 packets to be arrived. Okay, so unreliable network layer protocol, IP do not guarantee that all sent packets will be received. So other protocol manage the process of tracking packets, ensure their delivery. As I mentioned, tracking packet actually is under the sequence number, okay, at the transport layer. Okay, at the transport layer. So now we come to the another characteristic, which is the third characteristic. This one, just now I told you, here have connectionless, best effort. Now, third characteristic will be the media independent. So now, what is mean a media independent? Last week, I mentioned to you, media independent, why the internet protocol have the media independent, this particular characteristic is because the data link layer are the one who provide, okay, help them to solve the media problem, okay, to ensure what the packets can be travel to the any size of the media. Okay, now maybe I can read this sentence for all of you. So IP operate independently from the media that carry a data at the lower layer of the protocol stack. Lower layer is referred to your data link. Okay, your data link layer. So because data link layer are the ones who are concerned, care about the media, whether a copper cable, fiber optic, wireless, okay, the size, the bandwidth, all these things, they are care. The data link layer are the one. So that's why the internet protocol do not need to care. Okay, so this it does not care is referred to your IP. The internet protocol do not need to care about that, because the OS in the data link layer is the responsible for taking the IP packet and preparing it for transmission over a communication media. So that's why the IP packet, this one will be encapsulated into the frame. Okay, then according to the media, what type of media they are using under that network that need to be transferred, so they will convert to the frame format. Okay, frame format according to the media use. So therefore, they no need to care about that. This is a one part. However, now I mentioned about the words. However, the network layer need to have one value. Okay, this value called maximum size of PTU. Network layer does have a maximum size of PTU that can be transported. So this is called MTU, maximum transmission unit. This is a new term that you learn. So it means that the data link layer need to tell the network layer about the MTU. So it means that the data link layer will tell the network layer, okay, what is the size of your packet that you can have, okay, that you can have. So now I'm going to let you have another one term called fragmentation. You learn about the word segmentation. So the segmentation is performed at the source device, okay, at the transport layer. okay, at the transport layer, okay, at the transport layer. So, however, the fragmentation, okay, quite similar to segmentation, but this fragmentation, this term is referred to the intermediate device, is referred to router, okay. Router need to speed up the packet, speed up the packet when forwarding it from one media to another media with the smaller MTU. Okay, so it means that when the MTU size is smaller, okay, router need to perform fragmentation. Fragmentation is not performed by the source device. It's not performed by the source device. It's performed by the router. Okay. Now I give you the diagram over this side. So now you can see that under this copper media here, okay, what is a copper media MTU? So the size, the packet size, okay, the packet size will be this 1518, okay, for copper Ethernet. So this particular packet is 1518. So when this packet need to travel to this serial cable, copper serial cable, what is the copper serial cable? So because the protocol, the frame are used, the frame are different already. Okay? So from this case, they are using this copper serial, the frame size MTU is 512 byte. So in this case, this particular 1518 need to be split up to the few. At least they need to divide this particular packet, fragmenting, I should use the words, fragmenting the packet to the smaller. Okay, maximum 512, 512, 512. So can be sent from this port to here. Okay, so this who are the one who tell the network layer the MTU size, the size of MTU is the data link layer. Data link layer are the one who tell the network layer, okay, you need to consider your MTUs, your packet MTU, okay? This is a part. So when this particular frame come to here, even though there is a 512, 512, 512, and come to here, copper fiber optic cable. You can see copper fiber optic cable. They are using ATM, okay, another frame format, and the MTU is 7,966 byte. So in this case, this particular router, this router 2, no need to do any fragmentation. They should be combine everything into the one and send over here. They can send over to this particular router number 3. So this is what I'm mentioning about fragmentation. Fragmentation need to be performed, is performed by the intermediate devices. When the packet is large, they need to divide the packets into the smaller size according to the MTU. Okay? According to the MTU, okay, given by the data link layer. So now, next thing is usually in final exam question, they won't come out these packet headers that ask you to remember the field over here. Usually they are just you need to understand the concept of the IPv4 header, the packet header, the differences between IPv4 and also IPv6 packet header. So in general, the header, the size of the headers is a 20 byte. 20 byte. Okay. Besides, you have a versions, all these things. The most important thing, which is the source IP address and also the destination IP address. All of you know that they need to have these 2 IP address. Second things you need to understand about the time to live. This is also a very important thing, which you can determine whether your packet whether still alive or not. Okay. If the time to live value is equivalent to 0, 0 means that die already, okay, already dead. So this packet will be dropped by the router. Router will not keep on forwarding your packet. If the time to leave is 0 already, they drop your packet. The protocol here is referred to your upper layer protocol. Okay, so I will go in more detail from this. You can have a look on this part. Okay, version indicated, that is definitely indicated version number 4, because IPv4 packet and also IPv6 packet is different. This is later you will going to see the differences. So later on, let me go for this slide first. So over here, you will able to see that version is specified that the packet is an IPv4 version, and then you have a DS stand for a different service, mean that this one is going to use to determine the priority of the packet. So that's why certain packet have a higher priority compared to the rest. For example, if the packet is carry out the online data, live video data, and so on, so streaming and so on, live streaming, then you have a higher priority compared to the email and so on. So then this is what I mentioned about the time to leave, TTL, limit the lifetime of the packet. So every time the routers process the packet, mean that when the router de-encapsulate the packet and encapsulate the packet again, this particular TTF will be -1. That means that as long as the router, when the router interpret the header, okay, the packet header, he will going to minus the value in the TTL. Let's say your TTL is 110. So if the router A interpret and then he go to encapsulate the packet again, before he do the encapsulate the packet again, he will minus this one, become 109. Until you reach to the 0, mean that your packet is no more live. So then this is a protocol is used to identify the next level protocol, which is referred to your transport layer, whether this packet should be passing up to the transport layer, which your transport layer is only have 2 protocol, which will be the TCP and also the UDP. So either one of these 2 protocol. Okay, so indicated this packet after he done the de-encapsulation, and this packet become a segment, and this segment should be processed by which type of protocol. Okay, so either is TCP or UDP, and this is a source and destination IP address. Most of you already know that. So that's why over here we only emphasize the important significant field which in your IP header packet. Okay, packet header that. The rest is for your idea and knowledge only lah. So now we coming to this why that is we need to have an IPv6 packet. So if you have done this particular tutorial question, then you should able to understand that there is a major reasons of existing IPv4, just like your IPv4 over here is no more battery already. No more petrol already. Actually, not battery. No more petrol. Actually, the petrol here is referred to the IP addresses. Okay, IPv4 addresses. As I doing subnetting, I already told you the history saying that when the researchers coming to design the IPv4, they did not imagine that we have so many devices needed to have an IPv4 and going to have internet access. So therefore, the IPv4 address, okay, there is a limited number of unique public IPv4 address available. So that's why it's depression. No more public IPv4. Very limited. Cannot say no more lah. Very limited number of unique public IPv4 addresses are available, okay, to be used for our whole world. So that's why there is an increasing for growing for new IP address. Okay, we need to have, because we have so many devices need to be accessed on internet. Okay, they need to have a unique IP address to identify each of the each of these devices. Okay, next thing is routing table. As you know, we need to convert the router. Router are the middleman that he need to convert from this particular NAT, okay, network, public address to private address to public address. And there is so many network that are doing subnetting and so on. So that's why the routing table contain the route to a different network in order to make it to the best path to determine. So the routing table is expansion, you know, very long. And the router need long time to do, to find out where is the best path to sending out the packet. So when there is a more devices or server are connected onto the networks, onto our networks, so it means that we have more routes can be created. Okay? So then we have a largest number of route can be shown, okay, can be slow down our router. So the router need a long process, need long time to process to determine a best path. Okay, so because we are sharing the addresses, okay, they need to check and so on. So next thing is, as I mentioned just now, our router are the one who converting our public address to the private address, then determine who is do a translating between addresses. So that's why by sharing the addresses using a one single, mean that the devices are sharing one public address. So actually are really creating a problem. You are not able to determine who are the ones who are really connected to the internet. Okay, because they are shared. The address are shared. That can cause a problem for the technology that require end-to-end connectivity. What does this mean then? If you come to the internet security, it's let's say like you are served at the cave. Okay, you are in a cyber cafe there. So you have a few PC there. And this particular cave are using one router and you're sharing the public. You're sharing, you're using the public address. You're sharing the public address between PC1 and PC2 here. Assuming that PC1 is a hacker. Is a hacker. Always you saw this kind of a police, maybe a movie and so on. They only can determine that okay, we are able to determine okay the hacker is from this particular cave. Whether it's this PC1 or PC2 or this person 1 or person 2 is a hacker, okay, it's very hard to determine because you need to check their private address from here who are sending, who are the one who send this particular hacking information, the hack, the information to the banker and so on. So it's very they are not provide any end-to-end connectivity. If all the device, each of the device have its own public address, it's very easily to able to trace back the information rather than sharing a single public address. This is what we are lack of end-to-end connectivity. Every time we need to share the addresses, okay? Share the public addresses. This is the part. So that's why because of all these limitations or these limitations of the IPv4, that's why on the earlier of 90, so this particular organization IETP started to looking for replacing IPv4 and coming to IPv6. So therefore, by having the IPv6, they are coming to increase the address space. So they are put in 128 bits. They're using 128 bits address, and some more is a hexadecimal rather than a 32 bit IPv4. So then they're also improving the packet handling. So they will reduce the field. Okay, certain field in the IPv4 is not important. Okay, they're not necessary one. He will remove it out and make better IPv6 header. And because of no need to do any translation, no more sharing a public address. They are not sharing any public address. So therefore, the router are configured. If your network are configured IPv6, it means that you are not sharing a public address. You have your own public address. So in this case, you already eliminated the need for network address translation. Okay, cancel out the network address translation. Okay, no more translate from public address to private address and so on. So what is a 1028 128 bits over here? As you can see over this side, okay, because of you have a 2 power by 128 bit, okay, rather than just now. Previously you are using 2 power by 32 bit. This is the IPv4. This is the IPv6. So in this case, you will have a 10 power by 36. Okay, mean that how many zero? Actually, this one is talking about how many zero that you have. So this is called one. You have a one under series. Okay, actually it's 34. So not one. We should say that 340 under series IPv4 addresses that you can have. If you're using 2 power by 30, 2 power by 32, roughly you only have a 4 billions of IPv4 addresses only. Okay. So this is the part over there. Any question from this part? You can turn on your mic and ask. 2 power by 128. Something 4 point something. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. This is under series. So a lot of addresses. Okay, don't worry. At this moment, we're still not going to do any subnetting for the IPv6 yet. Okay, so this is encapsulating the IPv6. This is just a knowledge for you. So no need to remember all this field and so on. Just for you to understand, the yellow color over here is used to indicate that the is a remains. Okay, it means that remains in IPv6 also. You can see IPv6, IPv4, IPv4, they have a version also, and they have a source device, source address and destination address are the same. They have this field. Okay, I'm not talking about the size. I'm talking about the field only. So then the new field, there is one new field under IPv6, which is called a for label. Okay, for label. And then the special thing is the field not keep in the IPv6 will be this one, not keep anymore. All these things are deleted. Okay, in the IPv6 header. Okay, then this not purple, this like blue color or green color. So from this particular blue color over here, mean that the name and the position change in the IPv6. It means that the name are changed. Like in the IPv4, we mention it as time to live, but in the IPv6, we call it as hope limit. It's the same concept. Okay, they also have a value. Okay, indicated the lifetime of the packet. No matter that is an IPv6 or IPv4, they have a lifetime of the packet. You cannot keep your packet on a network, become an infinity looping. No. So if this particular hope is become zero already, or the time to live value becomes zero already, the router immediately go to drop the packet. He will not going to consider whether the packet should be informed to the source device, your packet becomes zero. Please go to increase your time to live. They don't do all these things at all. As long as time to live is 0, hop limit is 0, directly drop your packet. Okay, router is very busy. They don't have time to do all this checking. He just make sure I use the best path to send out your packet. Okay, I'm not checking the error. I'm not doing any reassemble your data. I'm just make sure I'm sending the packet using the right path, best path to set up your packet. This is a part over there. So now, this is the advantage, okay? This is what I mentioned. The advantage of having IPv6 compared to IPv4, first thing is the header. Just now you can have a look. The header become simplified already. Format of the header for the IPv6 is simplified and more efficiency to handling for the packet handling, okay? It means that lesser field, lesser thing need to be checked by the router. Okay, so next thing is the hierarchical network architecture for routing efficiency. It means that by using the IPv6 protocol, okay, the packet there can allow to have a more faster to determine a routing because of the network, the network architecture. And they are provide auto configuration for addresses, okay? And also limit cancel out this particular network address translation, the NAT, between the private address to the public address. This is talking about, this is needed for the IPv4. And just now I didn't mention IPv6 is no need to do any NAT translation anymore. Okay, so this is one again. Now, compared to the IPv4 packet, IPv4 packet is the size here. Just now I already told you the size here is 20 byte. 20 byte. For IPv6 packet, even though the field is lesser, but each of the field size is largest. Okay, so here is 20 byte. Here is 20 byte. But for the IPv6 header is 40 byte. The field size is largest. Okay, all this field size is largest compared to the rest because they are using hexadecimal. Whole thing is hexadecimal value. Okay, so this is what I wanted to mention. 40 byte. Okay, just this is a one point you can do a comparison. You don't need to compare field by field. You don't need to compare all version. A version in the IPv6 is how many, what is the size, and then compare to the IPv6. No need to do at so detail of the comparison. So just now I did this is a more on the IPv6 header for your knowledge only. So just like I mentioned, version IPv6 also have a version, and if they are started with this particular 0110, is indicated that this is an IPv6 packet. So when you are the if you're going to learn a security, you need to analyze the packet travel form on the network, the packet passing in and out from to your network. You need to really interpret each of the header field there. Okay, but in terms of now because you are not RIS student, you just are REI student, you just need to know the idea only. So if you are the RIS student, sure, granted, I want everybody understand in more detail each of these fields, because you need to interpret, okay, do network forensic to interpret the data, the packet, whether that packet for any suspicious packet or not, or sending by the hacker or not. This is a part over there. For you, you just need to know the idea, okay, idea only. Okay, so then you have a traffic class. Okay, so actually it's the same as the differentiate service in the IPv4. Then you have a 4 label. This is a new field under IPv6, which is a 20 bit. Okay, so all packets with the same 4. So now you can see that by using the IPv6 packet, this is a new field, new one. And this particular new field allowed the packet to be sent by using the same 4 label, receive same type of header handling by router. It means that you can using the same flow, okay, and handle by same router, okay. Just now I'm mentioning about the IPv6, okay. The packet can using different path to send out your data, okay. The packet will pass to the different path and handle, interpret by different routers. That is the IPv4, okay. But by having the IPv6, your program, you can set, okay, the network can setting that you are using the same flow. When you have a same flow label, okay, when all the packet having the same flow label, the label are the same, it means that you are going to asking same routers to interpret your packet using the same. So payload length, this is talking about your data portion size. Okay? And then the next header, this is talking about the equivalent to the protocol field. Next header is referred to which your transport layer protocol to be used to interpret your packet after the packet to be de-encapsulated become a segment. Okay, next header equivalent to the IPv4 protocol field indicates the data payload type, okay, that the packet is carrying. So then the hop limit, just now already mentioned, okay, this value is decreased by 1 and is passed through each router. Every router process 1, they will going to -1. When it's reached to the 0, the packets will be discussed. So then we have a 128 bits from the source device and 128 bits for the destination's IPv6 device, IPv6 address. So this is a part over there. Any other thing from this part? So this is not important. So talking about a fragmentation, security, and mobile support. This is more on talking about the enhancement, the header, extension header for the IPv6. So we are not come out just for your knowledge only lah. So so you can say unlike IPv4, router do not fragment IPv6 packet. This is another one point lah. If your router, if your packet is IPv6 v4 packet, if your packet is IPv4 packet, your router will do a fragmenting, okay? But if the packet is IPv6, there's no need to do. Reason is you have this one called extension header, okay? Extension header, they can provide more option for you and they can do for fragmentation, okay? They include fragmentation, security, and mobile support, all these things. So this is sample header. So now I give you a break 5 minutes before I come to a host forwarding decision. 5 minutes break. So my clock here is 7.02. Let's say you come back at 7:10 p.m. So I'm still here. Is there anyone you wanted to ask a question? Please turn on your mic or you can leave a message on the chat room there. I will answer your question. I stop recording first. By right, I should have 140 something. Where is the attendance form? Okay, attendance form I will given at 8 o'clock because that one is mainly for briefing lah. Will include the briefing. I'm more concerned of who attend the briefing or who did not attend the briefing. Okay, I want to know that. Will be shared to you later on, the attendance, the attendance, So let me look at the attendance, So other than that, or any comment, question, you can ask, or I go too fast. So just now the topic already mentioned to you, the most important, you need to understand the characteristics of the IP protocol. You knowing how to do an explanation by using your own words, okay? Especially during a FOA. So you need to do an explanation, explain it by using your own words, not copy and paste from the PowerPoint slide. Okay, so then I also mentioned about the advantage. Okay, so the advantage of having a IPv6 compared to the IPv4. Okay, so then also why, okay, this that one will more on transport layer lah, huh? Later on lah. Why the segmentation? Reassemble the data, group the data to determine whether the data lost or not lost, whether any data lost or not. Why is not done at the router side? Okay, you must be knowing the reason behind. So any question you want to ask, or you want to know the because I'm not teaching you all, so do you know what is your final FOA, the date for FOA? Did your timetable out already? Your exam timetable, your final exam timetable? Do you know that? Wow, your ones is better than me, you know. I do not know yet. Okay. Thank you for informing. Is it afternoon, evening, or morning hours? Morning exam. Or morning. Oh. Well, your intranet is better than me, you know. My ones until now I'm still not knowing, because I'm only handle lecture class, okay? Because my workload is very heavy, exceed to the limit, exceed to the limit already. We have a maximum workload can be handled by each of the lecturer lah. Okay, just like you know that the Starbucks student, that is a 3 Starbucks student are joining, suddenly join to can say suddenly join join to join to KL class for practical tutorial and lecture class. Okay, the Sabah lecturer, because is the workload is so heavy, okay, and the MQA commanded, okay, cannot so heavy. Okay, I think more than 21 hours per the Dr. Christopher, okay, from Sabah lah. Okay, so it's a very good lecturer, but because of the very heavy workload, he can't handle Sabah students, okay, for the lecture class and practical class. That's why after the MQA, mean that the officer lah, government officer commented this one, come to audit and so on, and they commented this thing, and at the end we need to do an adjustment now. Adjustment at the end, lucky lah, the Sabah student Sabah student will join my lecture class, and he also will join a Dr. Tan practical class and tutorial class to reduce the workload from Sabah. So same like me, my workload is too heavy, so I can't handle too much of hours. So that's why I only handle a lecture class. So a practical class and tutorial class will be handled by others tutors. So until this moment, I'm still do not know who's, definitely I'm the one who in charge, because I'm the CC, I'm the one who in charge for a final online assessment. So I will coordinate all the assessment and setting paper and all these things. So at the end, who are marking the paper and so on, actually the marking workload is not out yet, just for your information. That's why I still do not know I still do not know when is the time for the date for your this FOA. This is a part over there. No matter how, I still will going to give one more round for a briefing or dry run, or we call mock test for the FOA, to ensure all of you follow this particular the rule and regulation set for this particular course. Okay, I know some of the students will say that, Micha, why still using handwritten? Why still using why must be hard copy handwritten? Okay, there is a pros and cons for each of the method. Okay, after evaluate, okay, and agree between members, the tutor, and same thing as I told you, your subject actually diplomas. There is another one subject called ASCS 2034 Fundamental of Computer Network, which is handling by Caroline Things. She and me, okay, are the CC for these two courses. We are agreed, okay, to use the same method to assess to the student, and fair and square, because they are student in diploma. After they're done, after they studied that particular ASCS 2034, they can credit transfer, okay, credit transfer to get a credit transfer and join for bachelor degree, provided they have a B and above. So that's why we need to make it as consistency to ensure the method we use also consistency. Okay, so so I hope everybody understand and will familiar how to scan your document, capture your image clearly, and so on. Okay, so I'm come back from my class. I continue. I'm going to do a recording one more time. Okay, now come to this part. Come to this part. This one is more on when we talk about, just now I told you that the PC, just now earlier beginning of the class, I told you that the PC, hold on, I need to get the pen. Okay, the PC itself and the router, they have a routing table. Okay, so that's why now he are standing at here, at this particular PowerPoint slide here. He's standing at the host, mean that your PC host is a PC, laptop, or end device. So he's standing at the host here and determine, okay, the PC have the routing table, and the PC itself need to determine, okay, how to forward the packet. Okay, that's why it's a mention about the host forwarding decision. So the important rule for the network layer is to direct the packet between the hosts. So a host, we're talking about a PC, can send the packet to where he can going to send. First thing, the PC itself, let's say the PC1 can send the packet to itself. Okay, he can send back the packet to himself, mean that the packet that he encapsulate, he pass in, then he forwarding back to him. That is a destination. Okay, so he are using this special IP address I have introduced to you. This IP address is 127.0.0.1, which we call it as a loopback address. Okay, usually we are going to test our protocol, whether our TCP/IP, this particular protocol stack workable or not, before we are pointing our other routers or other device problem. Okay, so you can send the packet back to yourself. So that's why you can ping yourself. You can ping back to yourself by using this IP address. Go to the command line, ping 127.0.0.1. That is, you ping back to yourself. Okay. So next thing is you can send the packet to the local host. So this host is referred to other device, but on the same network. Just like over here, PC1 send a packet to the PC2. Okay. definitely he need to have a routing table. Okay, he need to use a routing table to determine or checking whether the network address. They need to check whether the network address for PC1 is it belong to the same network or not. Please make sure ask me to give you to calculate the address. Let me during a briefing I forgot that, else you will feel difficulty to do a calculation. Give me a minute. Okay, because just now I talked about network address. Okay, fine. Come back first. All right. Later during a briefing, please ask me to teach you to do a revision for you how to calculate the address range. Calculate the address range. Address range by using network address. Okay, this point. So now for practical test. So now come. So next thing is the host can send the packet to the remote host. Okay, so send the packet to the remote host. It means that the hosts is on remote network. It's belong to other network, just like over here. This is a one network. Here is another one network. So PC1 want to send the packet to this particular server. We said that you are sending to the remote host. So definitely this particular thing, you need to have a gateway. You need to pass the packet to the gateway. Okay, this gateway, this point is a PC1 default gateway. So is that over here, this part, why I made it become a red color, that is a reason for it. The source IP address and the subnet mask is compared and with the destination address and the subnet mask in order to determine whether the host is on the same network or remote network. Therefore, you need to determine whether the packet should be forwarded into the router or not. Based on before he check the routing table, first of all, he need to check the IP address, the destination's IP address. Let's say this is a PC2 destination IP address. He need to check, compare the address, whether the network address for this PC2 are the same as network address for the PC1 or not. If both network address are the same, then we conclude that you belong to the same network. Then you can just forward the message to the PC2 because you belong to the same network. You can look for the switch can able to forward. But if there are different networks, then the router need to look for routing table and do forwarding to the router, okay, to determine go for the router side. So this is the part. So over here, the default gateway is a network device that can route traffic out of the other network. So it is the router, okay? Default gateway actually is the router that route the traffic out of the local network. So as you just now you can see, I mentioned this point is a default gateway for PC2 and also PC1 and also for the switch. If your switch are going to set this particular virtual local area network. So then this particular port, the IP address that you configure at this port will be the default gateway for this particular server. Okay, so you must know, okay, which IP address should be used to configure a default gateway, because your practical test, you need to determine the default gateway need to be configured for your devices. Okay? You need to determine the right default gateway to be configured in your devices. So this is a part over there. So That's why he said that this occurs when the destination host is not on the same network, same local network as the sending host. That's why you need to have a default gateway. The default gateway will know where to send the packet using its routing table. So you have a routing table and indicated the default gateway. Default gateway will appear in the routing table then. So sending hosts do not need to know where to send the packet other than to the default gateway. So sending host is referred to your source device. Source device is only need to know where is the default gateway. Okay, that's all. He no need to know the final destination device or the final destination host on the removed network. He no need to know. Okay, unless your destination host device on the same network, then you are not forwarded to the default gateway. So now we are talking about host routing table. Just now I didn't told you that device have a routing table. So the host routing table usually include the default gateway address. Inside the routing table, you have a default gateway address, which is the routing IP address for the router for the network that the host is on. Okay, it's on. So the host will receive the IPv4 address for the default gateway from the DHCP. Let's say you are using, if you are using Wi-Fi, okay, your default gateway actually will be automatically given by the DHCP protocol, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, okay? Or if you are manually configure your static IPv4 address, in this case, you need to configure your default gateway also. If you forgot to configure your default gateway, it means that this particular PC will not able to send out the packet to the remote host. It means that if this PC, let's say this PC A, you forgot to send out, you forgot to configure the default gateway. Okay, you don't have a default gateway. Now you don't have a default gateway. So in this case, this PC will not know how to forward it to the router. So at the end, your PC cannot send the packet to the removed network. Okay. So I think last week I did discuss a past year exam question with you about one of the question talking about the default gateway. Okay. So having a default gateway configure create a default route in the routing table of the host, which is a route to the computer, will send the packet to when it need to be contact to the removed network, the main purpose, default gateway. Okay, so this is how you can going to look for your default gateway at your PC. So you can key in this particular route print. Okay, I don't have time to use the command prompt. If you have time, you just go and turn on your command prompt, key in this route print, or you using this net state space here got space -r, then you are going to able to see the routing table. So you can see if you are having a router, if your router or your PC are running a dual stick protocol, mean that you have a IPv4 routing table and also IPv6 routing table also. Okay, maybe quick, very quick one. Just go and key in for you, and you can have a look. So just go here, you just key in net, because my PC is dual stack one. So I just wanted to show you that you have a IPv4 and also IPv6 routing protocol. Okay, so you were able to see this part. So over here, you were able to see that the interface ID. So this is more on my router, my network card. Okay, I have a lot of different virtual LAN. Okay, my VPN, virtual private network connected. Okay, don't look at that. So now under here, this is an IPv6 routing table. Okay, so this is a routing table telling me that I can route to a certain, you can see 127.0.0.0. This one is what is our special address, loopback address. Okay, we can know that, okay, when you ping to 172.0.0.1, oh, actually you are look back to yourself. Okay, so then I have others address, okay, 169, okay, 169 dot something, okay, so all these addresses, and then 224, this is a multi, this is a class D, is multicast address, and this one is what? Broadcast address. Remember that 255.255.255, this is a broadcast address. I have all these broadcast address over there. So this will be so now we have another ones talking about IPv6 router. Okay, so this is my routing table. Okay, you just give you the idea lah. You key in this one, you have this all information there lah. We are not in detail to test you how to interpret, how to determine the forward width path to be used to forward your packet. That one will be a computer network. Okay, to interpret in more detail, a routing table will be a computer network. So for RIT and also the RST student, you will going to learn, based on your program structure, you will have an advanced computer network and computer network, these two courses. So you must have a strong foundation strong foundation for a fundamental computer network. So then you can go in more detail or more technical topic regarding to the networks. Okay, so this is a part over there. Just give you the idea. You can have a table there. So then now this particular slide number 37 here, this is talking about the router. So now you stand at the router R1. So R1, how he going to forward the packet? Okay, how he going to determine to do a forwarding, to forward decision? So first of all, as you know, under this router 1, because router 1 and router 2 you are sharing. Okay, this router 1 and router 2 must talk to the same language. Okay, must talk to the same language, and using the same language mean that the same protocol to do a sharing for the routing protocol information sharing. Okay, sharing the routing information using the same language. The same language here is referred to the same protocol. Okay, so when they have a same protocol to be used, okay, just like your assignment, if you are smart enough, you are really thoroughly do your assignment, you know that your router 1 and router 2 need to configure a router protocol. Okay, in the router, very simple to do a configuration. Okay, so anyhow, that is not my focus for today. I wanted to focus on the router 1 here, is mentioning the router. When he receives a packet, he can forward the packet to the direct connected route. Let's say you have a PC over here. This PC send a packet, and he can determine this packet. Oh, this packet go to this particular network. As you know that they are connected. This network, okay, 192.168.10.0 and 192.168.11.0, these two networks, and also this network, okay, 1, 2, 3. This 3 network is directly connected to the router 1. That's why we define it as directly connected network. So when he received the packet, when the router 1 received the packet, this packet, he can determine, oh, this packet I can send to my direct connected route. Okay, so this is the one I mentioned. This route comes from the active router interface. Active router interface means that they are plugged in the cable and with the IP address and the port is on. That is called active router interface configured with IP address that we define as a directly connected route. So next thing is remote route. Remote route is mean that he do not know. Let's say these two. these are the two, 10.1.1.0, 10.1.2.0. These two network is not directly connected to the router 1, but the router 1 router 1 know that he can reach to these two network. Reason is router 2 are sharing the routing information with the router 1. Both of them are sharing their routing information. They learn from each other. So therefore, the router 1 knowing that I can forward my packet to the remote network, and he are forwarded to the remote route. So you need to determine that in especially assembler and so on. This is also one of the common exam question out lah. You need to determine remote route or direct connected route and so on. Okay, I'm not sure this route got this question out or not. But if you know that tutorial question also have some similar past year exam question over there, you can you can do that and find the correct answer from your tutor. Okay, so it means that if you're standing at your router 1, mean that I'm standing here. Okay, so this 1, 2, 3 is a directly connected route for me. So if I'm standing here, so if I'm standing at the router 1, my remote route will be this. I will going to provide this IP address for the remote route. Okay, the remote network that I can reach to. Okay, so this route comes from a remote network connected to other router. They are either configured manually or learn through the dynamic routing protocol. So that's why, okay, you can configure protocol and share the protocol. Okay, you configure the protocol and the router will share the routing information between the router. Last thing is the router under the routing table. I'm talking about the routing table. Routing table have another last option called default route. Default, if you look at the words called default. So it means that when the packet wanted to send to the remote network, he's going to load, check the routing table. They do not know where to exit, which path to be used. At the end, they will using the default route. Okay, mean that he cannot do the matching for the network address in the routing table. He can't find, okay, which path to be used to send out that particular packet because the network address is not available in the routing table. And your routing table have configured this default route, then all the packet will be sending. Okay, all the packet that do not know how to exit does not exit in the routing table, they will going out by using default route. So now let me have a look whether here got default route or not. Okay, so from here, how to look at that? Don't worry, exam don't go to so detailed. This is for knowledge only. So for router 1, you can see that there is a show IP route. You can use this protocol. Okay, so protocol bar. Use this particular command. Okay, you use this command, they will going to show the routing table for your router 1. And you will able to see the D. The D here is referred to the this one is D is referred to the remote network. And why he used D? Because they are learned by using a protocol. Okay, D is a certain protocol share the information to them one. So later on, so come to the C here, C and the L. Okay, so you will able to see that C is referred to the network. This is a network. Remember, this is a part of the address only. I did not, this particular screen does not capture the entire. Here you can see, he did not capture the entire routing tables. So this is indicated that this router 1, he are directly connected to this network. This is the address. This is a C. And then the L is referred to the port, this particular IP address configured at over here. Okay, and what is a port to be used? This is a G0/0 going there. Same thing from here, C. The C here is referred to the network address. This network address, this part, the C here. And what is the address configured from here? This one will be the 11.1. He configured .1. And what is the port connected to this port is a G0/1. That's why it's G0/1. This all thing cannot be line one. Okay, sure. This is a how you configure, how you plug in the cable, what address you given, all will be shown under the routing table. Now, this one, this is a remove network information. Okay, so you can see this number. Okay, look at here. You can see this address telling you that this address 10.0.0.0/24. You can see, even though you said that 10 is a class A address, but he's /24. Okay, and he do a subnetting and he have a 2 subnet over there. And this one will be the addresses and telling you, I will go in more detail telling you, okay, what is this 2 about that. Okay? So, okay, now this is what I'm mentioning now. C and L, talking about the network is directly connected. L is referred to the local interface, the IP address that you configured at that particular local interface. So over here, just now we're talking about, so this is only mentioned this one only, okay, the part. So now we coming to the removed one. This one is a D. D is represent the protocol to be used is a EIGRP protocol. Mean that this particular protocol, he have this particular information. Sorry, I should not going to draw the line from this side. Okay, so I should go and mention this one. Okay, this particular PC, this particular router one, he know all this information. Who are the one who share? Who are the one? Is the protocol. This protocol, D protocol. Okay, the D here is indicated the protocol, EIGRP protocol, stand for Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. They have other protocol like RIP and so on. Never mind, not your syllabus. It's not in your syllabus, okay? But you need to have to understand, okay, this. When you have a D, you know that this particular, this is a remove network address over here. Okay, it means that actually it's a router to share to you. Router to share to you, and you know how to reach to this remove network. And this particular number 90 actually is a administrative distance. Okay, when it's lowers the number, the more trustfulness is. It means that you want to trust somebody share information to you. You want to know whether this information is trusted or not. Remember, at this moment, you only have a router 2. On the real network, you have a multiple router connected to you. Everyone share the information to you. And how can you trust? How can you determine which one is the most trusted routing information? Who you should trust? Okay, because I already told you, there is so many routers protocol. They have so many others router protocol. This is only one. This is a second one that is othermost protocol. So you must be looking at the trusted router protocol, and this value is fixed already. For a D, for EIGRP, the administrative distance is 90. If you're going to learn about administrative distance, okay, this is more on RIT or RST students. When you come to your computer network, you are going to learn more about this administrative distance over this part, and you were able to see the image. I just go quickly. This one fixed already. Just now, EI, maybe over here. Okay, this one more detail. Internal EIGRP, maybe the screen not big enough. This one. Internal EIGRP 90 administrative distance, the value. Who one is the trusted? 0 lah. It's the one you connected. You are the one who connected to that network. Definitely you can reach to that network. So that is the most trusted. Okay, so static root is administrator, the person, the network administrator configure, tell you you can reach to that remote network. Definitely is the most second trusted lah. Besides the router, he directly connected to that network, and the next one is the administrator configure. Administrator itself, network administrator itself configure the remote network information inside there is a second trusted value, and so on. Okay, so this is things that additional information. So actually a network is not only a small topic, actually it's a lot of informations or a lot of things you can learn. Okay, so this is one of the example. So I come back. So you want to know more, you can go. So then this one, next thing is, this one is a metric. Okay, metric is referred to the value assigned to reach to the remote network. So this value, it means that if this value is smaller, indicated that you are prefer to use that route. Just like now, you have a router. Let's say you are router 3. You have a router 3. Router 3 also sharing to you that, hey, you can come to here. Router 3 also using the EIGRP. They are sharing the information to you. But the metric over here, because you are using router 3 and router 1 are using this EIGRP. Definitely, the administrative distance are the same. But the metric, this one can be different. So, who have the lowest value? Okay, maybe the router 3 give them maybe it's 2,000. Okay, give you this particular value. This value is smaller compared to here. So then the router 1 will take this particular, will take his sharing information and record it in the routing table. Okay, so mean that router 3 and router 2 using the same protocol and tell you that, hey, you can reach to that remote network. But who are the trusted? After you compare the administrator, or both of them also using the same protocol, then you're going to compare the metric. The lowest metric indicated the preferred route. Mean that is the best route for you to go. Okay, so then this one is referred to the next hop. Next hop is referred to this port. You going out. Sorry, not this port. Next hop. Next hop. The next hop is referred to the next router. The next router's IP address. Not this one. This one. So you ask him, okay, the packet, you go to this network. You want to go to this network. You need to pass the packet to next router under this port. That is called next hop. That's why over here, this particular address, this address, too messy already. You can't see the address. So therefore, this address are shown on this column. Okay, so this is a data when you're looking at router 1. Remember that. So this one is referred to the time. This is a root timestamp. Identify when the router was last heard from. So it's talking about since when this particular routing information are shared by the router 2. In this case, is 5 seconds ago. Okay, and this is an outgoing interface. Outgoing interface is referred to this port. This is a port telling you that, okay, the packet, you know, you need to pass it to the next router. Where to go? You have a 1 port here, 2 port here, 3 port here. Mean that 1, 2, 3, 3 interface here. Active interface. Which one? You are referred to this interface to going out. Okay, so routing is not an easy job done by the router. So this is the ones you can see that they have this particular, this D there is EIGRP protocol. And here you can see that. And actually they are going to different network. So different network. And you can see the comparison. Under the router 1, they don't have a specific, this is a PCX. The PCX is 10.1.2.10. This address, individual PC IP address does not appear here does not appear here, does not appear in the routing table. You only have the network address to be appear in the routing table. That's why the router need to do a lot of checking, you know. Okay, that's why we say IPv4, the routing table will be expanding very long. So this is an interface telling you the router is a computer, have a CPU, operating system, and memory. So this exam won't come out one. Don't ask you what is a router. This is just wanted to tell you our Cisco have different model of routers and they have a different port and interface given. Does not mean that all the routers are the same. Okay. So they have a different processor and so on. So that's why the most Cisco device use the Cisco Internet Operating System, not iOS. We call it as iOS. So yeah, under the router memory, they have a different type of memory, have a RAM, non-volatile memory. Like just now, you configure. You are going to running everything you run, you configure. You temporarily shift under the RAM only and keep it under the file called running configuration file. So to ensure the configuration are permanent to be stored and run by your router, you need to have a copy run configuration to a startup to copy your file to the startup configuration. So become a non-volatile memory. Okay. So this is normally you have. Then our iOS file, just now the interconnect operating system file are keep under the flash. Okay, flash card over there. And then they have a routing table, ARP table is keep under the memory. As you know, over here is under the memory, and the packet buffer also is under the memory, your RAM there. So that's why I told you previously, I told you when your router turn off, your switch, your PC turn off, so the ARP table, the address restoration protocol table will be disappear, deleted already. Okay, so this is things that I mentioned. Okay, this is just for knowledge. Exam won't come out only for your idea, for your knowledge. So inside the router, this is one sample only not. Then you look at the port and so on. So they won't test about that. Okay. So SSH. So in your currently you are not using SSH. Come to the computer network, you will going to learn how to configure SSH. But I think one of your packet tracer exercise, they were going to ask you to do a telnet. Okay. And usually they are asking you to configure a console port and also the virtual terminal line, the VTY line. So for a router, you have 0 to 115. Total up is 16 lines. All these 16 lines you need to configure because it is a virtual terminal line. At one time, how many virtual terminal line you allowed to be accessed by the administrator? Okay, at one time, all need to configure as password. Okay, this is a basic configuration you need to be done before you go to more detail to configure all others configuration in the router. Okay, I'm stopped from this part already because this is all you have done already. Remember all these things? All these things go back and do. If you already have a lecture, a practical class for this week, I think no. So tomorrow or Wednesday, okay, I think you have a practical class. So you will have a revision. Okay, you have a revision for part A, part B, and also a part C, the configuration. All this, remember the command that you learn to configure. Okay, to configure your router, your switch, all these things you need to remember. Okay? If you're not remember, then or write on the piece of paper. So this sort of thing, make sure you give no shutdown. Sometimes the port is turned off. So you need to make it turn on, no shutdown. Then your port will be the cable. The port will be on, then you can configure. So not only need to give the IP address, but you also need to make sure the port is on. Okay? So show IP address. Okay, this one is a command. Go to configure your PC. This interface is a very old interface already lah. Talking about the PC lah. PC interface. Okay, so that's why this is once again telling you when PC1 to PC2, you are PC1 send the packet to the PC2, you are no need to pass it to the router. Directly switch you can able to handle because PC will able to do the switching and so on. They determine the MAC address, then find out. Okay, so because it's the same, the packets are forwarded on the same network, so they need to use the MAC address to forward to the destination or to the PC2 lah. So when your PC1 forward the packet to the PC3, in this case, you are forwarded to the removed network to the another network already. So then in this case, your packet need to pass it to the router lah. Okay, so this is the one part. Give you the diagram again. So usually, the switch will be have configured VLAN. Okay, usually the VLAN at this moment we call it as an administrator management VLAN. Management. Okay, VLAN is a default VLAN for the management VLAN. So for the VLAN in more detail, actually is a computer network lah, another second level. But at this level, you only need to know that if the question asking you to configure the VLAN, definitely he will going to tell you whether they are using first usable address, last usable address. They will going to give you the address already. Okay. So then after that, the IP default gateway, you also need to give the IP default gateway. Else, the people come in, they will not able to go. Okay, mean that the remove access. Okay, remove access to your VLAN to check the switch. Okay, your switch did not have a default gateway. He will not able to get back your data. So that's why the switch also need to configure a default gateway lah. So same thing. So I stop here. So any other things? So today I not go for a chapter number 9 yet. Okay, 9. Chapter 9 will be tomorrow morning. Okay, chapter 9 and chapter 10 actually are quite simple. Okay, not complicated like a previous chapter. Okay, and chapter 9 and 10 is purely theory only. Okay, purely theory only, not really complicated. Okay, chapter 9 is only two protocol, Ipv6 and also Ipv4. Two protocol. Chapter 9 is transport layer. The protocol is TCP and UDP. Compare between these two protocol only and the usage of these two protocol. That's all. Okay. Then chapter 10 will be application layer protocol. Learn the HTTPS, HTTP, email protocol is more on theory, not technical, And that is not cover any configuration. They don't configure, need to learn new command. No new command under this transport layer and also the application layer. Okay, so I'm stopped from recording at this moment. So anyone have a question you want to ask? Or before I still have time, I want to remind you that first of all, there is something that I remind. Let me should I go to do record? Okay, I do record again because I'm not sure whether okay, wait. Anyone have a question? 121 student over here. Assume I didn't count your attendance yet. Okay, so now as you're going to look back my Google Classroom, I did announce to all of you about this particular activation over here. Am I sharing the screen? Present now. Under the Google Classroom. Okay. So come to over this side. Over here. So under a Google Classroom to all students over here, I did share, do an announcement to everybody. I told you that I already activate the Cisco modules group exam. Okay, you can start to do a group exam on the February 27th of February. So you must complete the module group exam before you can do a Cisco course feedback and course final exam. So that's the activation I already activate already. That will be on week 13, 12 April and to 1st of May. Okay, this is an activation. So you need to complete your course feedback and you do a final exam. Then after that, I will graduate you. Okay, not immediately you can get the certificate. I need to go in and check your result. Then I can graduate you. Okay, so when I come, when maybe in week 13 and week 17 already final exam out already, or during that time I'm free already. So I will going to check your final exam result. If your final exam is 470 and above, then you will able to get a certificate of course completion from Cisco. Okay, if you have score higher than 75 marks and above, then you will get the letter of merit from Cisco, not from Thai UC, not from Michao. Michao is only conducting the class only for you. So therefore, when you come to this particular Cisco over here, when you come to log in over here, and over this side, so you were able to see here, you have this part called this part. So under here, I launch it. Okay, I'm going to view by student direction rather than view from student. Okay, I change that. So view as students. When you view as student, like here, so you will able to see this one is a group module exam. If you need to complete all these things, Then after that, you have a course feedback. Okay, you complete this course feedback only. After that, this one skill exam no need to do. Practical final exam no need to do. And after you complete the course feedback, you can jump to this final exam. You can do this. Okay. So there is a student ask me, Michelle, I'm so busy. I don't want to do it. Can or not? Okay. That is a student ask. But I only can use the word encourage. Okay. I strongly encourage. I use the word strongly encourage RSD student, RIT student. Okay. You must do because according to your program structure, after the fundamental of computer network, you will going to learn computer network and advanced computer network. And then after that, you have studied all the Cisco syllabus already, okay? And you can go and take the professional certificate, and they are going to give a voucher for you. I cannot generate a voucher at this moment because you must be complete level 1, 2, 3, okay? At the advanced computer network, then you can go and take the professional certificate. So I strongly encourage RSD, RIT students go and do this. Okay, then I can graduate you and you have this fundamental of computer network knowledge already. Then you can move on to a computer network, another level. Okay, for REI student, I think most of you are REI student. You are not, according to the syllabus, according to your program structure, okay, your focus is not in network. Okay, you only learn the basic foundations of computer network. So up to you. You wanted to do it or not. If you do it, mean that you have an additional Cisco certificate in your folder, showing that you have put in your effort to complete this particular course. You have learned this course. Okay, so this is one part over there. Okay, so beside that, maybe I also, okay, I'm not promoting Cisco lah. Just wanted to tell you that Cisco given us this opportunity for us to learn extra thing. So I hope you also can get this advantage. Now, next thing I'm not share with you because of, if you want, I will going to share all. This is today news. Is it too small or not? Okay, maybe I'm go to my email. This is an additional things. Combia A plus in terms of security one. But you can take your initiative to learn extra things. Let me go for this one. Okay, so this one, I make it largest. I do some I only share with my RIS student. If you want, I also can share with you. So this is one of the training. Okay, one of the top build your career in cybersecurity. If the RIS, RSD or RIT student, you're planning to go for a security side, okay, this is one of the talk. Okay, actually their talk will be on 8th of April on at night. Okay, so this is a registration. Okay, is you are going to meet with the talent. Okay. I think what happened? Cannot root. Is it already closed? So actually, there is a registration form for you, and you will going to get. Okay, you just go and attend this particular talk, and then they will going to, you have a chance to free a learning material. You can learn the extra knowledge regarding to the security. So they will share a e-book for you, and then they're also giving you a free exam voucher, and totally free, and you're going to get the Compia Security Plus. If you are interested, you can approach me. I can going to share with you. I don't mind to let you, I mean that actually everyone can go. Okay, this is a talk, talent talk show in 2021 about cybersecurity, and this is a more on live, Facebook Live, and also they will share a link to you to create your career. So if you, even though you say that I don't want to add this career in a cybersecurity, and actually you also can attend on that to get more idea what is the cybersecurity and the field over there. Okay, so this is a part that I wanted to share with you and another one thing is current thing. This is a current things information, and actually Cisco also have this intro to cybersecurity. I think most of you also you get this particular to improve the cybersecurity skill. This is everyone, can be your family, your members who are wanted to learn cybersecurity. Okay, you can register. Okay, you can register at anyone, open to anybody, because we wanted to create a awareness. Okay, awareness to everybody, not only a student. Okay, to learn about the cybersecurity. They share the material. You have a video and so on, like the material, like your Cisco, like that, just like a Cisco material like that. You need to self-learning on this part, and then you can, it's a cost free for all of you. Okay, and if you also have an exam, if your exam is more than 70 marks, then you will able to get a voucher, and you take the certification. This is another one part. Okay, you can do so. This is already over. Sorry, close already. Sorry, this one cannot. Okay, I'm stopped here. I'm stopped for recording to introduce a new thing for you. Any question you wanted to ask? Please turn on your mic. If not, then I will move on to this briefing. I will move on to the briefing. So let me share the attendance for everybody first. Is there anyone coming in? Still need to come in? Okay, you can go and take attendance. Just now I saw one message, one student. Hold on, give me a minute. What happened? Please, I got the kick out. That connection trying to join. Okay, everything I'm going to check. Okay. Can I start now for the briefing?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm also do a recording now. Look like not everybody come to my briefing. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so I try to make sure finish is in 8 o'clock 30 minutes. I think everybody hungry already. Okay, me too. Okay, so still turning. Okay, fine. So now I come to do a briefing for your SBA test. SBA test. So today I did not do any drive run because I think most of you already know how to upload the file, scan the file, and so on. Later on, I will going to upload the instruction together into a Google Classroom. Don't worry, the video I will going to upload it in the Google Classroom. Who are skip or absent from this briefing, please view back to the briefing recorded video. So what I wanted to show you over here is our times for the SBA. So I don't want to receive any student send that Mitchell and take a medicine on yesterday. So morning, week 13 morning, Wednesday, I cannot wake up due to I overslept because I take medicine. I took medicine on last night. I don't want to have all these things because the SBA question is created by tutors. We spend a lot of time to configure and do auto checking, auto marking, all these things. It's not an easy job to come out a one SBA test. So I hope everybody come on time and complete the test. It's not difficult. I can tell you that not difficult. As long as you know how to do a subnetting, that is no challenge at all. I can tell you, can score 100% one. Okay, now move on. So first of all, week 13, try your best to come on 7:45. Why I want you to come on 7:45? Because you need to log into the Google Classroom. You log into your tutorial Google Classroom, your respective tutorial Google Classroom. And then on 7:45, I will going to give you one form. The Google Classroom will prompt up this particular called Student Declarations of Originality Google form. This particular form, I show you this form over here. This particular form. Last time, I asked you to write, I'm something, this is my original works and so on. So in a final exam, your FOA also will using this Google form. That's why from this SBA test, I want to make it to be consistent to familiar. Everybody must familiar to fill up this student declaration form, because this declaration form will be the one of your attendance. Okay, so the Google form will be like that. Okay, student declarations of original. So this thing will have this one, SBA test. You fill up the code, you fill up the title. The course title, I already give the title to you. I cannot fill up for you because this is your declaration. Okay, your name, your student ID, and then your program of study like RIS year 1, something like that, and on that day, the date of the week 13. Okay, so this form is similar when you come to do your final online assessment. It's the same form, so you no need to copy this sentence anymore. So that's why you need to come earlier little bit. So once you fill up this form, then Miss Chow and the tutor, when he come to do a invigilation, so he and me, tutor, can do a check the attendance. Okay, we're going to use that to check your attendance. So this is one thing. Okay, so then 7:55. Okay, I will schedule on 7:55, but based on the system. Okay, based on the system may be delayed a little bit because Google Classroom, they need to schedule, they need to release the paper one group by group, so they will take some time. So the question will be released on 7:55. Okay, between 8 o'clock. Anyone? Okay, anyone? Noah? Okay, so come back. So then from 9 to 9:30, 8 to 9:30, 1 hour 30 minutes is your time to answer your Part A, Part B, and Part C. You have no time to chit-chat with your friends and compare the answer because have different set of questions. Okay? And don't think, hey, the diagram are similar, look like similar, but the configuration part are different. Don't think are the same. So you need to go and look, do yourself for your questions only. So 1 hour 30 minutes, okay, to complete Part A, Part B, and Part C. So then 9:30 to 10 o'clock, 30 minutes for you to submit all the document needed. Okay, so now I will going to tell you what kind of document you need. Total up, you have a Part A, Part B, answer in PDF file. Part A and Part B, answer in PDF file. Mean that this one should be a handwritten. You handwritten, then you capture screen, convert it into PDF. Then your Part C is a document file. I'm going to tell you, let you see what is a document file. Then Part C got 2 files you need to submit. Document file and packet tracer file. Okay, 2 files you need to submit. So total up is one PDF file, 1 document file for Part C document, and 1 packet tracer file. Total up, you should have 3 files submitted to the Google Classroom, your tutorial Google Classroom. Okay, so if 10:01 to 10:30, there will be considered late submission. Okay, 40. Okay, 5 marks will be deducted out of your 40%. Quite a lot already. So if 10:31 and onwards, consider 0 mark if you submit your answer. Okay, now I did receive a message from your Google Classroom asking Mr. Yorgus, ask I still remember the message saying that, Mr. Yorgus, I submit my paper. Remember, I submit my paper on, he talked about midterm test, I submit my paper on 9:15. When he pressed the submit button, 9:15. And the system show me that I have late submission. Definitely lah. Okay? You cannot remember based on the Google Classroom timestamp. Okay? The Google Classroom timestamp, the packet, your answer sending from your network reach to the Google Classroom folder. The folder, the directory there, already more than 9:15. That's why the Google Classroom will stamp it as late submission. You should count from a Google Classroom. I mean that you should submit your paper as soon as possible, not at the last minute, not based on your clock. 9:15. You cannot say that, Miss Chow, 9:15, I already submit. You can see, but we are based on our Google Classroom. This is a thing happening in your FOA also. Okay, so that's why if the tutor going to minus your 5 marks, is already mentioned to all of you, briefing given to you. Okay, so this is a part that I want. I don't want to minus everybody because you late for 1 second or 2 seconds. I cannot cheat to the office. Okay, because timestamp or show over there, I cannot cheat the office. Oh, office, never mind lah. I hide it, I cheat. I cannot change the time, you know. The late submission already prompt there. And the admin office can able to see that you already late. Not me child don't want to help you. Okay? You must follow the rule and regulation. I'm so sorry to say that even though you late for 1 second, consider late. Okay, so this particular PDF file, I will going to share with you later on. Okay, don't worry, I will share. So this is a format. You will going to get this format. Okay, I still going to, you no need to fill up this form, no need, just a format. Okay, format for me. So I write over here is because later on your PDF, your A4 paper, you also need to fill out your name, your program name, your tutorial group, your student ID, and your tutor name. Okay, now already mentioned, it's exactly format 14th of April, Wednesday, 2 hours. And I told you, I had here I mentioned student will be given 1 hour 30 minutes to answer, complete all the question A, B, C, D of this particular e-practical test. 30 minutes to scan, upload to all the answer. Okay, all answer. So soft copy of handwritten part A and B, answer in PDF, part C in document file, part C PDF packet tracer file into your Google Classroom. Here, I've given you a clear picture telling you that part A actually is 10 marks. Part A is a 10 mark. Okay? Part A plus part B also 10 marks. So part A plus part B is 20 marks. Part C is a packet tracer, the configuration. Total up also is 20 marks. Okay? But in your part C, when you do a configuration under your packet tracer, total up, you will get 100 marks. So that's why at the bottom of this form here, I have told, I've clearly indicated that total mark for part C is 100 marks. Tutor will convert your part C mark into 20 marks. So that's why from the 100, if you score 100, divided by 100, multiplied by 20 means that you score 20 marks in total. So this will be the total mark. So here is indicated that this is a total mark that we will going to enter into the system. So if you are going to late submission, we are going to minus your mark from here. Okay, minus 5 marks out of your 40 mark. Okay, 5 marks out of your 40 mark is a lot. I want to warn everybody, submit on time. No, don't let Miss Chow or tutor chasing you to do submission. Okay, now, first of all, this is the instruction exactly the same. So that's why when you come to FOA, I will going to give you the same instruction again and brief you again to make sure you follow, understand all these things. So answer all the question and each question on the front page. So make sure your part A and part B clearly indicate this is a part A question and part B question. And part A and part B must be handwritten clearly on white A4 paper or white A4 foolscap paper. Snapshot all your answer in one PDF file. Okay, only one. Correct the file name. Okay, you need to change the file name convention, become your name, just like me, your name, your program, tutorial group, like this one, PDF file. Here is the example. So make sure your A4 paper there, okay, you have write your full name, your student ID, your program of study, tutorial group, and your tutor name, okay, as a header on every A4 paper. This is talking about your A4 paper for your part A and part B, okay? So now come to the part C, the explanation for part C. Part C, okay, for part C question, when you turn on your packet tracer file, you must edit your user profile of part C packet tracer from the guest name to become your name. If you are without editing the user profile name directly, we are considered that particular answer is not your own work. So we are going to give you a 0 mark. Very, very important. Okay, you will given a 0 mark. Okay, even though you claim that you are completed your part C answer. So it means that you do not change the user profile name from the guest to become your name. Okay, later on, I will going to show you, okay, in more detail in part C. Part C mark will be 0 mark. I warn you one time already. This is an open book e-test. So open book e-assessment. That's why must not receive any help from others. Read all the questions carefully and understand what are being asked to answer. You must submit already again. So many times you must be submit your answer within the time frame allocated for the e-assessment. Hand in to the Google Classroom. Hand in means that return. Okay, turn in to your Google Classroom. Okay, 4 file total up is, sorry, not 4 file, 3 file. 1, 2, 3 file. Duration 2 hours already mentioned. Okay, make sure all your file answers are to Google Classroom official submission. Same thing happening into this FOA. Okay, so if you submit, you missing one file, we are not going to chase you. You're missing one file. No, because remember, on the FOA, in the real practical test, there is so many students having taking the test. We are not able to check one by one whether you have missing any documents or not. You are the responsibility to ensure all the necessary documents need to be turned in to the Google Classroom. So any late submission after the time frame that given and no submission, we are considered a fail for the SBA test. Remember, you need to turn on your camera. Okay, in a FOA, I also want you to turn on your camera. Okay, I want you to turn on your camera. If you fail to turn on your camera, even though you say, Mitchell, I have a data, low data, and so on, at least you need to let me check until I check, doing checking for the attendance, make sure you are the right person, no people stand beside you, no other second hand or third hand are on your camera. I know you must be make sure camera are facing to you and I can see your face and see your surrounding. Okay, not put on the top, just show your wall, right? Not like that. I will going to adjust. If you are not adjusting your camera at proper location, I will going to on the mic. At the end, everybody are disturbing. Okay, I will on the mic and remind you, you are disturb other students also. I'm disturb other students and you, based because of you. Okay, so next thing, if you have a question, please using Google Chat. Using a Google Chat, you go to a Google email account and you have a chat room with me. If any question, any problem of the question, you can ask from a Google Chat. After I verify if the question got problem, I will do announcement to everybody. Okay, use Google Chat. Okay? But your mic must be, that your headset must be turned on. Make sure you can hear my announcement. So after that, all this instruction, you were going to see a part A, the subnetting question. Okay. And part B, VLSM subnetting question. This is a and B. So in your this week practical exercise, you were able to see that I have not this folder. I have shared with a tutor about the question. Okay, part A. Okay, part A and part B question like that. Okay, this one is a part A question. Okay, I don't clearly I make it simple Then this is a part B question. So if you're able to answer this question, I think 50% or 60% you can score. Okay. Okay. So now, and remember, don't always only focus on. Okay. Don't always focus on the IP class C address. You learn more on class A and class B. And this thing you must be able to remember. Now I go and hint everybody's. Pay attention from this address. This address is 118. It belongs to class A. Am I right? Okay, this is a VLSM class A. So if over here I give slash 15, it means that this address already done a subnetting. I have done some subnetting, okay, and I have a remaining of the addresses over there. So this is the reason why you continue to do a branch A1, branch A, should be branch C1, then come to A1, then come to the B1. After that, you still need to do another 2 subnet for the wide area network. So you need to pay attention about the behind prefix line for the VLSM. Okay. So next thing is this is a classful subnetting. This is a classful subnetting part A. Definitely 132 is a class B lah. Okay, based on this number, you know this is a class B already. It's a prefix length of /16. Okay, so the question is quite similar like this. 10 marks. 10 marks plus 10 marks, 20 marks. Okay. Any question from this part A and part B before I move to the part C? I also have another few minutes only. Anyone? Oh, still got a lot of questions. Okay, let me finish. Then I'm going to ask, do an explanation. So now I move on to part C question. Let you see the part C instruction. Where is my instruction? Okay, now for the part C, I will give you this thing. I will give you this. Part C, this is a document file. Mean that this is a part C document file. Later on, you also need to submit back this document file to me. This document file to me, what you want to have. First of all, inside the part C, I have clearly telling you that this is a 20 mark. Okay, configure your devices. And I clearly tell you that give your name, okay, name is most important. Then you can give a tutorial group, your student ID, your name, all these things. You can fill out all this. And then make sure you need to change your packet tracer file name. Okay, before you're going to do your packet tracer, you download the packet tracer and rename your packet tracer file first. Put it your name, your program, your tutorial group .pka. The file is pka format now. Okay, then this document I give you as when I send to you, I give you as in a part C question. So you need to rename this document file name as your name also, your program name, and program name tutorial group .doc. So this is a part C document and packet tracer file name you need to do. Okay, and this is a user profile. I remind you already, if you score 0 mark, not my problem anymore, not your tutor problem, it's your problem, not follow the instruction. So then, next page, you are going to see the addressing table. You have a router, you have a switch, you have a VLAN. And then some of here, I will going to tell you, use the last usable address or use the first usable address. Then the subnet mask, I will tell you /24, 26, for example, something like that. Certain device over here, the default gateway, I will put question mark. The question mark is a red color one. It means that you need to configure, you need to determine the default gateway by yourself. Let's say this is a PCA lah, okay? So I say that this is a PCA, okay? This is a PCA, the network card lah, So this is an IP address. I said that last usable IP address, okay? So you need to know that. So now, so then this is the objective lah, Objective is exactly the same. I don't change anything. So same, new office in US side lah, configure router switch lah, then troubleshooting your any issue. So certain device you need to configure IPv6 also, okay? IPv6 address. So I will have a very clear step. Step 1, the instruction, what you need to do, step 2 and 3, and so on. So until the step number 7, I think it's a step number 7, that is a test connectivity. After you've done all the configuration, I will have this particular table ask you to verify your IPv4 with your IPv6 connectivity. I will going to ask you from PCA ping to switch A in a VLAN 1. So you need to ping on. So successful, then you can give yes or okay. You can put the yes. Okay. So then remember, you ping, you have the mark. You did not ping, later on you will not have a mark because ping will give a mark. Okay. So then this one I said router A ping to router IPv6 PC1. It means that you are pinged by using IPv6 IP address. Okay. So if I did not mention IPv6, it means that they are using IPv4. So you need to indicate. Okay. So you will say that, Michelle, if I'm not going to indicate yes or no here, can or not? You still can, because at the end, the mark, you need to go to your ping. You need to go, let's say this is your packet tracer. I cannot open my one, okay? I only can open your example of your packet tracer over here. From here lah, You can see this one, they don't have an auto mark one. They don't have an auto mark. I don't have time to do auto marking for part C under your revision. This is a one part over there. So you can, because here I did not check any the connectivity there. Okay, I did not check any connectivity. What I can show you is over here lah. Okay, this is a sample. Okay, but I won't give you this particular thing. Okay, so you were going to have this part. Okay, you can see that it's locked. So that's why you must come to user profile. I already locked the file for you. So you were going to get something. So now I did not, my main thing is not change the user profile over here. I want to show. So you have the question. And here, you can see the question saying that you need to refer to the document file for the instruction. So over here, I don't show you any instruction. So you were going to have this diagram, for example, this diagram definitely is not this one. Okay, I will going to give you the address, the network address. You can see over here and over here, this network address. So then you will come to this particular thing here, not this one. Under this one, I show here. And you're going to check. You're going to have a check result. Under the check result, the assessment item here, I already logged. You cannot see whether you configure it correctly or not. If you follow the instruction given to you, you should able to score 100 marks. Everything you configure correctly, you should score 100 marks. And you can able to come here to look at your connectivity test. This is a connectivity test. As you can see now, I turn it on because I did not do any configuration yet. That's why I did not do any ping yet. That's why over here, my point here is status is incorrect. If my status is correct, this particular point 10 marks will be added to your total mark, to your total 100 mark. You get what I mean? So this is a question asking you from pin from where to where. Actually, this particular question already show you here. When I do this part, I already tell you where you need to pin. When you pin your mark, the question will auto mark over here. So to double check you have correctly pinned everything, you can go to check result and look for your connectivity to activate the marking for the ping test. Okay, I already test it, the auto will mark for you. Okay, so you can double check whether you can ping correctly or not. Sometimes even though you did not ping correctly, by default the back end actually they already ping for you. They already score the mark for you also. Okay, so okay, now then before the last step, there is a second step. There is a one troubleshooting. Troubleshooting, it means that I did not tell you the instruction how to solve the problem. I just tell you PC1 cannot ping to PC2. Troubleshoot and find out the reason and solve this particular problem. Okay, so actually you no need to capture your ping result here. Okay, solve the issue enough already. I should going to no need to capture, solve this issue. Okay, all right, no need to capture result. Okay, no need capture result. Yeah, I should going to, because I need to make sure you have reduced capturing file and so on. So for example, I will going to see that so you solve your problem. I tell you the problem cannot ping. So then you try to solve it. Then if you ping successfully, the mark also will be added there. So last, this is a last instruction in your part C. And this is the most important instruction. So what you need to do here is, last step, I want you to click on your user profile after you complete, okay? After you complete, you need to turn on your, click on your this user profile, show this dialog box. You have your name there, okay? Show this dialog box and show you this particular marks over here, and you go and you do a capture screen. You capture the screen and paste it over here. These are the most important thing, okay? And paste it. It means that over here, I close my file. I have this mark here. I don't care about the back end, okay? I have this mark here. I'm going to open this file here. Remember, okay? I adjust my screen. So over here, okay? I have my name here. I have the mark here, okay? I can see your question here. Actually, you rename your file already, ma? So then you have a capture. You snapshot. You use the snapping tool to capture this, okay? Then this whole thing, you copy and paste it into your document file. This is a final capture, screen capture your final mark and your profile information and paste here. This is a part, okay? This is a part. I need this thing. Okay, this is to prove that this is your own work. If you don't have this thing, 5 marks will be minus, okay, from your overall ESBA test. Do this one. These are the most important thing you need to capture. This one, yes or no, no need to fill in, okay? Follow the instruction. That's all for the, and I again, remind you again, submit your packet tracer file, submit your document file, make sure you rename your file. This is a Part C files, the 2 files you need to be submit. This file need to submit and your packet tracer file need to submit. Okay, I'm finished my explanation. So now I'm going to do checking. You can turn on the mic if you have any question now. So the handwritten, we no need to do like midterm, right? I mean, need to capture and put into the doc again. You need for part A and part B. Chia, your part A and part B is a handwritten question.
Yeah, what I mean is, for the handwritten, do we need to, like midterm, we have to capture or scan the answer and then put back into the document file? Or either we just can scan and submit like a PDF and rename as part A?
Yes, rename as according to the file name, your name, program, and tutor.
So we no need do like midterm, right? Because midterm previously follow the format that we have to open the document file and then we have to put the answer below the question 1 answer script there. We no need do like that, right?
No need, no need.
Okay,
no need.
thank you.
Okay. Your part C, because each question, each student will get a different group of a different set of questions. According to the assignments, that group of students will get the same set of paper. Okay, so you no need to capture and paste over that. Make sure you give a right numbers, part A and part B number correctly. Okay. Scan your answer. Scan your answer. No need to be part by part. No need to be part by part. No need to say that, oh, this is my question 1, then what is my answer? No need. No need to spend time to recopy the question. No need to go here. I give you, because I share with you in PDF file. I share with you a PDF file. You don't go to the PDF file, copy this question, then you scan it. No need. Directly put part A, question 1 answer, 2 answer. Okay, according to the numbering, we are based on this number and mark it. Save your time. Save your time. Means the test will have auto marking. Part C will have auto marking, 100 marks. Yes, auto marking. Your revision question, this revision question, no auto marking. Got auto marking called PKA. No auto marking called PKT. You can see the file name. Just now the file name that you see here, this one is PKA. The file name for this one is PKA, auto marking one. This one is PKT. Your assignment is doing PKT. Okay, your assignment format is PKT. Okay, I come back. Actually, you can download Cam Scanner app and you can automatically scan it and convert in the PDF format. Yes, Cam Scanner you can install into your handphone, capture and convert it into PDF very easily one. Okay, so many things need to do within 1.5 hours. Yes, actually part A and part B not a difficult question. Okay, I can say almost 80 to 70% similar to your revision question that I show you here, the question. Okay, almost similar. Okay, so it means that you're using 50 minutes to do using 30 minutes to do your calculation, part A and part B. Okay, 30 minutes to do your part A and part B, 1 hour to do this part C question. Part C, even though I say A, B, C, and until the Z over there, it's not. You only need to configure router, 1 switch, 4 device only. Again, you need to configure 1 router, 1 switch, and 4 host device, 4 PC, okay? 4 PC IPv4 or IPv6 address only, okay? Only, that is a maximum, okay? Oh, your assignment is more difficult. I can tell you, your assignment Part C. Part C is similar to our assignment. No, your assignment more difficult. More. Okay. If your assignment is 100%, your Part C is only 20% only. The difficulty. Okay. Okay. Close one eyes, you also can do one. I can tell you, if you are really know how to configure the basic password, VTY line, console line, secret password, IP address, determine the default gateway. Hey, don't go first. I not even finished given hints for you. So fast. You all want to leave already. I still got one thing, not finished yet. Do you remember just now I said during a lecture class, I said need to calculate the address range according to the IP address. You are not all to go already. Okay. Okay, so come back. Let me finish all the class first. Some things, my God bless. Don't think it's difficult. Can finish it within 2 hours. Definitely can finish. Okay. Even though you slow, so that's why click. Okay, is stick pin a device between IPv6? Yes, I will going to tell you under the question over here. I have clearly tell you what you need to ping. Okay, what you need to ping under this part. I will going to indicate it to you. You need to ping. I think it's only three ping, 3 or 4 ping only from here to there. Okay, so if you configure the address correctly, you should able to ping and you get the full mark. Okay. Miss wondering, is it possible to give us a 2 hour to complete the task just to prevent we miss out anything? No, this is a standard, okay? Complete within that, okay? To differentiate, no, 2 hours. Is that 2 hours include your submission of your assignment? No extension for your submission, okay? No extension. Miss, if you don't have any question, cannot. Oh, don't leave it first. Okay, we still got have. I believe this is a time. Don't let me disappoint. For this time, don't let me disappoint. Yeah, I know. Okay, now I hope I answering everybody question. I know everybody tired. Last thing I want to show you this one. Okay, let's say like this address I show you. Now I give you this number. I go to give you this number is 1. Give me a sample first. I give you 192.68.3.32/27. I only give you. Can you able to find out the address range? Okay? Can you able to find out the address range? I give you this number. In your Part C, I will going to give you. If you do not know the address range, you did not know what is definitely this one is a first star. This because this is a network address. This is a first address. So what is the last address? If you did not able to find the address, definitely you will not able to configure your router port, your switch for your VLAN, and then your PC, these 2 PC. So this is what I wanted to teach you, or you know. If you know, then you can go already. If you don't know, you stay back. So as you know, over here, this is a /27. It means that your this particular byte, okay? It means that over here, /27, it means that I looking at the last byte, last byte for the host portion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And because it's a /27, it means that in front already have 24 bits for the network portion bit. So 24, 25, 26, 27. So it means that this all is a 27 bit for network portion. It means that you are remaining of 5 bits. 5 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what is your magic number? Your magic number is 32. Am I right? So this is a 32. Okay, so this is a magic number. It means that this is a address range. You have a fixed address. He given you 32. It means that, let's say you're using 32 plus 32, you have a 64. It means that 192.168.3.64/27. This is a new network address, not your address. So your address is from this address. Your last address from this network is 192.168.3.63. Okay, /24. So if the question over here, I say that using last usable address to configure into the PCA, so you should know that, I need to configure my PCA by using 192.168.3.62. Okay, so this is a hint for you all. That's all for today. Any other question? If no question, then you can go already. Okay. Part A and part B need to show the calculation. No need. Directly put in the answer. Is it okay? So I'm stopped doing recording already. That's all for today. I know everybody tired and hungry.
Miss, for the user profile, do we use the TAR-UC email?
Again?
The user profile in the packet tracer. Do we use the TAR-UC email?
Can no yes, can TAR-UC email. The most important thing is your name. Your name.
Oh.
Most important, your name. TAR-UC address, your personal Cisco address is fine. That is additional information. But your user profile name must be your name. Okay, cannot be guest name, cannot be other person name, cannot Aka, Ama, Auju. Okay, can. Okay, thank you everyone. Thanks for tomorrow we still have a class. That's all for today. Thanks everyone. Thanks.
Okay, Miss, thank you.